By the mid-90s, Alyssa Milano had successfully transitioned from wholesome Sam Maselli from the hit sitcom Who's the Boss to provocative sex kitten.
Alyssa did it in a very calculated, career-driven way, not in a, look at me, you know, I'm naked now. Now do you believe that I'm not a child star? This is just who she was. This is where she was in her life.
One of the byproducts of this new image was the appearance of unauthorized and often obscenely doctored nude stills from her films on the internet.
Her little brother, Corey, is 12 years old, and he's surfing the internet looking at his sister's fan sites.
And in a moment that is sure to have him in therapy as we speak, he finds nude photos of his sister, which were unauthorized and I believe weren't even her.
Corey, I believe, was like, you know, oh my God, look at this, Alyssa. And then Alyssa's mother, Lynn, saw it and they were all outraged.
What she did was take charge. Her mom gave her advice and said, you know what, we can definitely fight this. And this is something, you know what, that a lot of actresses hadn't done with the whole website craze. Everyone's photos were getting doctored, nude pictures were showing up whether it was them or not.
So rather than just sort of brush it off as this is something that happens to celebrities, Alyssa and her mother decided to fight this.
They basically created a website called safesearching.com and really tried to police the use of doctored images of her, of other celebrities, and preventing people from profiting from it.
With the internet scandal behind her, Alyssa turned her focus back to work and soon got a break that most actors can only dream of. In 1997, TV guru Aaron Spelling plucked her from B-movie obscurity and offered her a role on his mega-hit show, Melrose Place.
When Aaron Spelling calls, you take that phone call. I mean, this is the man responsible for resurrecting a lot of careers, for putting a lot of careers on the map.
I think every actress who needs work, you know, they definitely did something great in their past life to get a phone call from Aaron Spelling. And that exactly happened with Alyssa Milano. She gets this phone call to play a character that also is manipulative, endearing, uses her sexuality.
Who's the Boss were a family audience. This was hip, young, 20s, the very people who would be following her career and growing up with her. But they were a little bit hipper, and she was a little bit hipper, too.
The role on Melrose Place also rocketed her to the glossy pages of countless lad magazines, making Alyssa a brand unto herself.
So guys got to see her in this new sexy role, and bang, she's on the cover of these magazines, and you know, guys couldn't get enough. Alyssa Milano was on some of the best-selling issues of Maxim and stuff that the magazines have ever seen.
She was not one of those girls who had no idea how attractive she was or had no idea how sexy she was. She knew. So as these men's magazines started calling, saying, we want you in the cover, she was like, of course I'm going to be on the cover. Of course I'm going to pose in a bikini. Of course I'm going to pose showing cleavage because, you know, this is all part of who I am. And if you got it, you might as well flaunt it.
Her success on Melrose Place soon opened another door that would lead to even greater success and greater exposure. In 1998, Aaron Spelling called once again, this time desperate to fill the spot of an actress who had dropped out of his show, Charmed.
Aaron Spelling was panicked. He called Alyssa in Hawaii, where she was doing Fantasy Island, and said, can you please do this role of Phoebe Halliwell on my new show, Charmed?
And the premise of Charmed is these three witches, three sisters, who live in modern-day America, but perform all these, you know, sort of wild curses on people.
For the second time in just 2 years, Aaron Spelling would make Alyssa an offer she couldn't refuse.
But it took a lot of old shows, like I Dream of Jeannie, and it modernized it in a way that there were three beautiful young girls on the show. It was a hit. People loved it. They loved Alyssa on it.
It's three hot witches, you know, it does incorporate a sci-fi element, so that allows for a lot of female audience members to come in and really embrace the whole sci-fi aspect of television, which is typically for men. It was just kind of like seeing hot girls save the day and cast spells on guys and fight and punch, and it was satisfying, you know, the fantasies of girls who want to, you know, kick like that, and guys who want to see girls kicking.
Energy ball! Nice teamwork. I mean, nice sister work.
WB embraced the girls' sexuality, but these were girls who were in command of their own life. They were calling the shots, and I think that's a huge appeal for both men and women to see this girl. She wasn't just a sex object. She was able to define herself as a sexy person who was in control of things and who was calling her own shots, and she wasn't going to be pushed around.
Charmed became a ratings juggernaut. It was the highest-rated debut show of any WB series and consistently one of the top programs on the Young network. Things were looking up. Alyssa's professional success soon seeped into her personal life.
In 1999, not too long after Charmed had begun, Alyssa met a rocker named Sinjin Tate from an LA-based band called Remy Zero. Within 4 months of meeting him, she had an engagement ring.
She and Sinjin had a whirlwind romance. They got married on New Year's Day, and her Charmed co-star Holly Marie Combs was one of the bridesmaids.
Not long after her wedding, Alyssa took on another new challenge, stepping behind the camera along with colleague and friend Holly Marie Combs to co-produce several episodes of Charmed.
Alyssa showed early signs of being an entrepreneur, and you could see it on Charmed, where she went from acting to producing.
She wasn't just relying on her good looks, but she was behind the camera. She was literally calling the shots now. She was a very intelligent, smart girl who was ready to take on the world.
Alyssa had come full circle. She was wildly popular again, and she no longer needed to overemphasize her sexuality to get work. She had retained her die-hard fans and made thousands of new ones along the way, but she wasn't entirely satisfied. She was intent on using her fame to do something good.